The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala.
Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well.
Now, here's your host, Tom.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of Ocala Talks. If you want to be a part of the show, 352-622-9622 is the number. 352-622-9622 is the number to call if you want to be a part of the show, Ocala Talks. On a Monday, overnight, 6 inmates were taken to the hospital in Ocala after they were involved in a wreck on I-75. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, a man from Indiana was driving a moving van. He crashed into the back of a U.S. Corrections van or bus. The vehicle held 7 inmates. The correction van ended up in a ditch, sending 6 inmates to the hospital with minor injuries. One of the inmates and both drivers were not injured in the crash, but that happened along I-75 about 2 a.m. this morning. So if you were out that way earlier this morning, you probably saw the residual effects of that. Also, over the weekend, a tropical storm Claudette came on shore. Probably is to one of the causes of a car accident, bad car accident in Alabama. It took the lives of 10 children. It was the initial investigation looks like a vehicle's hydroplaned, and if you see the wreck, it was catastrophic. And children from the ages of 2 years to 17 years old were killed in the crash. They were in a van for a group home that takes abandoned and troubled children. So. Really, really sad situation there in Alabama caused by Tropical Storm Claudette. It looks like it's over North Carolina now. Another system is forming in the Atlantic. It is hurricane season. WOCA is your hurricane source. Stay tuned to the source for all your hurricane updates. The Hurricane Center is continuing to monitor Claudette as it moves over eastern Carolina. It strengthened back to a tropical storm again overnight. Florida Panhandle saw intense rain and tornadoes from the storm. Probably be 2 or 3 days to the full extent of what happened in Florida from Claudette will be known. But North Carolina residents are expecting heavy rain from Claudette this morning. Isolated flash flooding and urban and small stream flash flooding are possible. The latest from the National Hurricane Center is at 65 miles southeast of Raleigh. 125 miles north of Cape Fear, has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, and it's moving at a pretty good clip, 25 miles per hour. There's also a tropical wave located about 1,000 miles east of the Windward Islands. It's producing a small area of thunderstorm activity. The system has a slight chance of development during the next couple days, but it looks like upper-level winds will probably shear that off and, stop it from being organized. But they say in the next 48 hours it's low, but the 5-day forecast says that about a 20% chance, so that's still low too. So but stay with the source for all your hurricane updates. We do go if hurricane or tropical storm is imminent, we go we stay live as long as we can, folks, to bring you all the latest developments. I want to bring this back up again. By the way, 352-622-9622 is the number to call if you want to be involved with the show. But I want to bring this back up. Joe Martone brought this to our attention on Friday, and I think it bears repeating again because of we are the tourist state. We are tourist heavy in our economy, and these kind of scams can be debilitating to the tourist industry. There's a new scam out there, and I'm going to tell you about it, and it would catch me. I'll be honest with you. I'm just about dumb enough that this scam would catch me. And it's one of the best scams I've heard about. One of the scams that could easily trap me. It's when you go to the hotel and you check in at the front desk, you give the front desk your credit card information for any charges you have to the room. I like to do that so I can go down to the bar and get some adult beverages and just sign a slip and it's charging my room. You go to the room, you settle in, everything's good. The hotel then at the front desk receives a call from a caller who just randomly picks a room, say room 620, happens to be your room. Well, the phone rings in your room, you've answered, a person on the other end says the following. And they say it very professionally, so it sounds like it's legitimate. The phone rings. Hi, this is the front desk. When you were checking in, we came across a problem with your charge card information. Could you please reread me your credit card number and verify the last 3 digits at the reverse side of your charge card? Well, do I need to come down? No, we can do this very quickly. Not thinking anything wrong, since the call seems to come from the front desk. You oblige, but actually it's a scam by someone calling from outside the hotel. They've asked for a random room number. They ask for your credit card and address information. They sound professional. You think you're talking to the front desk. If you've ever encountered this scenario in your travels, tell the caller you'll be down to the front desk to clear up any problems your credit card may have. Do not give them your credit card information, even over the hotel phone if they say to the front desk. Say, well, I'll be right down to take care of the problem. Then go to the front desk or call directly and ask if there was a problem. If there was no problem, you inform the manager of the hotel that someone was trying to scam you, acting like a front desk employee. This was sent to us by someone who had been duped and is still cleaning up the mess. So this is a real scam that's happening in hotels here in Florida where people are just calling the front desk and asking for a random room number, and then they have a script down so well that you think they're the front desk calling your room. And they say, hey, we're checking in, our card reader, it malfunctioned, or the batch malfunctioned, or, it didn't give us an accurate, there's all kind of ways it happens. So it is one of those things where the scam happens. So make sure that you're aware of the scam and it happens. We got a caller on the line, WOCA. We'll be right with you in a moment. Please hold. So it's a scam that's out there, and we wanted you to be aware of it here at WOCA, that when you arrive at your hotel and check it at the front desk, and then you receive a call in your room that says there's a problem with your credit card, always go to the front desk and say, you called my room and said there was a problem with my credit card? No, sir, we didn't call your room. No, ma'am, we didn't call your room. Well, somebody called my room and said there was a problem with my credit card and said they were at the front desk. Well, we did not do that. Well, had anybody asked for my room number? Did anybody call and ask for my room number? I'm room 620. Well, yes, there's a log of the call in coming in. Now everything's logged and everything, so they can go back and check it. But always, 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 if somebody calls you from the front desk of a hotel that you're staying in right after you check in and go, there was a problem, always say, I'll be right down to address that issue. Do not give any of your information away over to anybody that calls. Do not, for any reason, give your information away to anyone that calls you on the hotel phone and says, we need your credit card information and 3-digit whatever that number is on the back. That's going to be a scam. A hotel would not do it. First off, a hotel would call you and say, there's been a problem with your credit card. Could you please come downstairs? They're not going to let you stay in the room. It's going to be a problem. So always go to the front desk and ask to clear up the problem. Do not give anybody your information, even over the hotel phone, even if they say they're from the front desk. And this was sent to us by somebody who did that exact thing, gave their credit card information to someone who called them on the hotel phone saying they were the front desk, and they're still trying to fix that problem at this time. So just know that scam's out there. Coming up, we're going to have an interview coming up at 9:20. Coming up at 10 o'clock, I'm going to tell you about a guy named Bruce Bennett. You may not know who Bruce Bennett is, but I'll tell you who Bruce Bennett is. I knew Bruce personally, and I'll tell you who Bruce was and why he was a great pillar of our community. We'll do that after the break. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Hey Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Fridays at 9 a.m., WOCA and the Early Learning Coalitions of Marion County will share information on the coalition, what it does, voluntary pre-kindergarten, and more. Roseanne Fricks, Chief Executive Officer, and Elizabeth Yola, Chief Program Officer, will be guests. A bright future starts with preparation now. Knowledge is power, and good beginnings equal great endings. We all benefit from the greatness, so be sure to tune in each Friday at 9 a.m. for early learning right here on The Source.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Hi, I'm Lori.
Hi, I'm Vanessa.
We are
The American Moms.
Join us Monday through Friday,
10:30 to 11 a.m.
on WOCA Radio
96.3 FM.
and 1370 AM, The Source. So that wasn't so bad, was it? See, you're gonna like radio. It's a lot of fun. You have to talk. I can't. You have to respond. Just respond to me.
American Moms is brought to you by Stanfield Chiropractic.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talk on a Monday, an overcast and muggy hot Monday here in Florida in the first day of summer or next to the first day of summer. You know, it's hot. That's all I know. It's June in Florida and it's hot. Right now, as we navigate through a post-COVID world with the new Medicare health outcome surveys, there'll be it's going to offer valuable clues to discovering better care. That's one of the silver linings of COVID is there's going to be better care that comes out of this. Dr. Stephanie Copeland, she's from WellMed, part of Optimum. She is joining us now with more. Welcome to the show, Dr. Copeland.
Thanks for having me.
What are we talk about this the wellness the health outcome survey? What are types of questions that are going to be on the survey, and how can they contribute to someone getting better health care?
Well, Medicare uses several types of questions to rate the quality of service that you receive. And these include things like how was your physical and mental health compared to a year ago? And as you mentioned, we know that COVID struck a little over a year ago, so that is really important to inventory that. In addition, they ask, has your doctor asked you to increase your physical activity? And if so, are you doing it? Are you managing urinary incontinence or urine leakage issues? And is your physician working with you to prevent falls? So all of these are things that you should ask yourself, but also have a conversation with your doctor to ensure that you get the best quality of care.
I do know during the COVID break that I had lost quite a bit of weight, and at 54, about to be 55, it was good for me, for my heart, for my blood pressure. But then during COVID, I put a lot of weight back on. I need to lose it again. My doctor just told me your blood pressure is back to where your weight is back to where your blood pressure is being affected. So that's some of the things. But one of the things I don't think get talked about enough is we know the physical strains that COVID put on us because we stayed inside, we didn't exercise as much, stuff like that. But let's talk about the mental health stress, because I know a lot of people with shut-ins, and when they were shut in, they didn't have interaction with other people. Mental health sometimes gets put on the back burner. But what are some of the ways to tackle some of these mental health issues, and not only just for individuals, but for family members that are caregivers that have mental health issues because of the stress put on them during COVID? What are some of the issues there that need to be tackled?
Well, mental health, as you mentioned, is just as important to our overall health as our physical health. And along that vein, about half of adults have not received the mental health help that they need. Of those that did, about 60% got it from their primary care physician. So one of the most important things we can do is choose a primary care doctor, establish care with them. When you visit with them, ask them to screen you and to talk about mental health concerns like depression, for example, in the exact same way that they would screen you for blood pressure or check your sugar for diabetes. That's extraordinarily important. And while you're there, your doctor typically can also tell you more about your options for financial assistance with your health care. We know it's expensive, and there can be programs to help with prescriptions, potentially transportation if you have certain health plans, and also for caregivers of parents that are Medicare age, for example, there can be caregiver support programs that they can even connect you with.
Now, I know people in our community here, because we're a retirement community. A lot of our population is retirement, with the villages being near us and on top of the world and stuff. So many people in our community, they have chronic conditions along with their aging state: diabetes, heart disease, lung disease. You mentioned incontinence, which is urinary tract issues. What can they look forward to in the upcoming year or so with better health care?
Well, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that Medicare actually has what's called a chronic special needs Medicare Advantage plan available to many who have chronic conditions. And that can even impact a lower cost for those folks. So if your listeners are interested, they can go to 1-800-MEDICARE or cms.gov, or even to our website, wellmedhealthcare.com/bestcare to learn more there.
We're talking with Dr. Stephanie Copeland from WellMed, part of the Optimum System. Doctor, how has telemedicine, one of the things that I think is silver lining of COVID, how has telemedicine increased the ability for people of Medicare age to reach out and talk to their primary physicians? How has that changed the game?
I think it's been a huge game changer. And what's really great is that currently Medicare is allowing telehealth visits even in a person's home. So if you have mobility issues, if you have transportation issues, you take all of that away. And by allowing the physician to meet with you in the home, you have access to them, and that's a huge game changer. In addition, the physician can also interface with you in your surroundings. You can show them your prescription bottles through the camera. It is an exciting change, and we're all hoping that that continues as our leadership and government are making those decisions.
I know a friend of mine's grandmother, he was there with her, and they did a telemed interview with a physical therapist, and showed the physical therapist how the house was set up. The physical therapist gave them some ideas on how to rearrange the house to better help with his grandmother navigating for her balance issues and everything, because the physical therapist was able to see the house and how it was set up. So it is really a game-changing silver lining that came out of COVID.
Totally agree.
What's the advice you can give on how people can best receive coordinated care? Because that sometimes can be overwhelming for people.
Absolutely. Again, I think it takes a team to have your best health. And as we're getting into football season, your primary care physician is really your quarterback. They're going to help you. So you want to choose a primary care physician, visit with them regularly, even when you're not sick. Carry their information with you always and share it with the hospital, with your specialist, and ask all of them to work together in order to share the appropriate information so that you can have your healthiest life.
I think you said something in passing there that a lot of people gloss over, and it's even when you're not sick, communicate with your primary physician. How important is that? Even if you're not physically having an ailment issue, still communicating with your primary physician on a regular basis?
It's absolutely critical. That's where that coordination piece happens. A lot of times we may be having issues or concerns and we think, oh, well, it's not that bad. But your primary care doc is there to support you and to be with you and to be your consultant, if you will, through everything. So I really feel like establishing those regular visits is the most important thing you can do to coordinate your care and to really have great health.
Yeah, it gets you, your checkups, gets your blood work done. Preventative is much better than reactive medicine.
100% correct.
Doctor, where can we go get more information about everything we've talked about today?
Sure. Well, our website, which is wellmedhealthcare.com/bestcare, or you can visit cms.gov.
cms.gov or WellMed. Dr. Stephanie Copeland from WellMed, thanks so much for giving us some enlightening conversation on how better to have health care coming out of this COVID pandemic. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
That was Dr. Stephanie Copeland. It gave you some good advice there. And one of the best advice is, even if you're not sick, still have a dialogue with your physician, your primary care physician on a regular basis, just to have a preventative nature. Prevent sickness and prevent ailments are a lot better than suffering from them. Trust me, says the man who didn't prevent tearing his back apart. So, if I had it to do all over again, I'd be a little preventative on my back. Speaking of preventative, somebody who prevents me from being on the radio every day of the week except between 8 and 11 because he doesn't let me do longer than that, Joe Martone in studio looking at the airplanes going by. We may talk him into coming up and talking to us for a few minutes. You never know. He's a busy man. Coming up next, we'll talk about Bruce Bennett, a guy who everybody should know the Bruce Bennett story. I knew Bruce personally. We'll talk about that next. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport. This is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.